This is
I'm
useless.
Sarah Kass, and this is Saul Garlick, and we are co-founders and co-CEOs of Fabric. And I want to start by just warning you that I am an unapologetic humanist. So if that bothers you, you can just know that at the start. And I come to technology because I care about humanity. And in particular, we come to AR because we think AR has a unique opportunity to advance humanity and help our human experience. So what you're about to see, Fabric, is a new app coming online in the next couple of days. And you all right here in this room get to be part of history, the first room of this size trying out the app. And so if you are on an iPhone, you can right now put the app on your phone, the test flight version on your phone. If you're on an Android, you will have this app in a few weeks. So take a couple of minutes, because what we're about to do is not just tell you about something, but give you the experience of what Fabric does, which is we are going to together turn this room of listening to us into a place where you can meet one another. Okay, so take a couple minutes, make sure you have it on your phone, and then we'll tell you a little bit more about this company. Anybody have any difficulties downloading it?
It will ask you, it'll take you to a Safari page for test flight. If you don't have test flight on your phone, you'll need to download test flight. You could rescan the QR code to go back to test flight and then download Fabric. So it's a double scan process.
I think someone over here might have, someone, oh, you have an Android.
Android.
Well, you know, you're going to have a little FOMO on an Android, so you might want to go sit next to someone. If you have an iPhone, maybe raise your hand. And some folks who don't might want to come cozy up and see it on those phones.
How many of you do have an iPhone?
How
True
many have
question.
an iPhone?
Hands up. No.
Okay, anybody having difficulty who has an iPhone getting it on your phone? Are you ready to start? Yes. Okay, so we're gonna switch places for a second.
Cool.
So we're gonna go like this. Another humanist once said, "These are the best of times and the worst of times." And in my own words, I would say we are living in the most amazing times and in a way the most scary times. On the amazing side, social media has really connected all of us all over the world. But on the scary side, this interconnectivity has actually made us less social. In fact, we're more lonely, more afraid. And in this age of incredible connectivity, loneliness has become the #1 public health concern in the world, sometimes referred to as the new smoking. The more we are online, the less we know how to start conversations with others, even when we want to. In fact, on college campuses, students are often telling their deans and counselors they don't know how to make friends. And things are actually, from the social side, getting worse. AI is continually improving to direct us to what we thought yesterday, to who we talked to yesterday, to what we bought yesterday, so our tomorrows look a lot like our yesterdays did. Automation is rendering even the most mundane social interactions obsolete. You don't have to go to the post office. You don't have to talk to someone when you're checking out your groceries. And big tech is really barreling toward a future which they hope will be frictionless, aiming to erase those last remnants of what you might call serendipity, or even more simply, face-to-face conversation, which we kind of think is where human happens. The fact is that technology has essentially remade us as hybrid creatures. We are online and in the real world at once all the time. And so what we need is a new kind of social media that can meet us digitally and in person at the same time. And the right technology to power social media 2.0 is obviously AR, because it's AR that uniquely sits between our phones and the real world.
So we created Fabric, a social app in augmented reality, so you can turn wherever you are into a place to meet new people. With Fabric, you can share messages as thought bubbles overhead and look around and see what other people are thinking nearby and spark a conversation. So while you're there, sitting with the test flight version of the app, please go ahead and share why you're here, or what you're working on right now, or maybe questions you have for others who are here, or even questions you have for us. Because as we sit here, instead of watching a Twitter feed of what's going on everywhere else, we're on Fabric, which means we're watching what's going on right now in our area.
Okay, it's loading the messages.
If it's not loading, it could be that you're on data and you need to be on the Wi-Fi.
You need to be on Wi-Fi. Go
So
on
the
MIT
Wi-Fi
guest.
will make it a better experience. All right, test flight. This is why live demos are always risky business. But being entrepreneurs, we take risks, and hopefully many of you will get the experience. So this is a good seg to the kinds of challenges we faced. So building a social app in AR was different than building pretty much everything else you've seen today, because we couldn't rely on AR Core and AR Kit, which are dependent on surface recognition and facial recognition. We had to build a technology that uses GPS primarily for posting. First of all, so that the thoughts that you make follow you, because this is really how human happens. This is all about connecting people with each other where they are. So we aren't doing digital signage, we're doing real thoughts as you move. So we built it in Unity. It is for iOS and Android, although iOS is coming first. And we're busy working on refining the experience so that people can be in large gatherings, at sporting events, in concerts, and they can post even as the light changes from dark to bright very rapidly, or there's so many people moving around, where usually an AR post is completely impossible. So we've built that technology with a superstar team out in Tel Aviv, and we're excited to say that everybody who's posting can have their thoughts seen as far as a kilometer away. We can set that distance, but it means that you're within a proximity where people can actually come and meet you in real life. You'll be able to see posts through walls, through ceilings, and you can even stand in the elevator and ride up and the post follows you and it stays steady. So as we work on this technology and we think about all of the implications of doing GPS in a three-dimensional world where we're tracking in real time and we're interfacing with Unity, we're super excited to be here because you guys are the pioneers in this space and you're the ones thinking about how we can make this better. So we're actually inviting you to be part of this conversation, play with the app, give us your feedback, and you can find us at sparkfabric.com. And you can email us at Sarah and Saul at sparkfabric.com, Sarah at sparkfabric, Saul at sparkfabric, and tell us what you think and what you've learned, because this is not just about getting a cool tech out there. This is about solving one of the most important public health issues of our time, which is the rise of loneliness, which some people equate to smoking 17 cigarettes every day. And as we like to say, in spite of, by the way, the comment that people won't look through their phones, we like to say the future is looking up. Thank you.
We actually have a few minutes left.
Oh, amazing.
And that was, if people have questions or...
What's the persistence of the messages? Do they last forever?
So,
Great question.
Great question. And I actually just realized we have like 24 posts. So I'll answer your question, then we're going to see what's going on Fabric. So posts, they're defaulted to 2 hours. And you can set them to as little as 6 minutes up to 8 hours. And that's something we can easily modify as we learn the user experience. And the bubble follows your approximate location, which is about a 15 foot radius around you in GPS.
And you can only put up one post at a time, like a human being can only say one thing at a time. Kind of interesting. Yes?
I have been on it all day, and I still have 30%. So that was another huge challenge, which is how do we build a GPS-dependent product that doesn't kill your phone? And so we've been working on that, and it's been one of the great challenges, actually.
Yes?
Volunteering so much information to people I don't know. How does that affect the crime rate?
So did everybody hear the question? So the question was me volunteering information to people I don't know. How does that affect the crime rate? So here's the thing. You choose. It's all an opt-in experience. You choose whether you want to post. You choose what name you want to put there. And you choose the environment in which you want to say something to the people around you. So that's point number one. Point number two is I think that we call this fabric because we're interested in the strength of the social fabric. And one of the ways that we strengthen the social fabric is by looking out for one another. And so fabric is actually a digital medium with a human audience, right? And so we know that people are 80% or even more less nice online than they are in real life. And so this is a new medium which we're going to have to learn. But one thing, so we're going to have to, I don't have a clear answer to that because we're about to go live. But what I do know is because we're starting this company with a mission that's all about strengthening the social fabric, the more people use it and the more we learn from people's experience, the more we will tweak the product to be able to encourage the positive kind of connection. That's one. And number two, what we think we're doing is empowering people to be back to safeguarding their communities, right? Caring about the kind of speech that's happening around them. We have, the other thing we didn't talk about is how social media has splintered the public square into all of these little personal phones. And so perhaps if we have common content that everyone around us can see, we can get back to creating common spaces again. Yeah.
I want to call out, where's Sue Lee? Tell us about Rhode Island.
I'm representing Rhode Island virtual reality, and there's lots of fun things happening between Rhode Island and Boston. So come down and visit.
Awesome. Sue Lee, I never would have known about Rhode Island or you if I weren't on Fabric right here, right now.
That's awesome.
So also, just want to know, Tomas, tell us about how you can control AR with no hands. Yep.
We're making a smart tip retainer that lets you control your devices without using hands with the tongue, teeth gestures, and suction.
Amazing.
Invisible to one's eyes.
Incredible. And who's in the middle row that feels that's the most important thing to share? All right. And who loves Dale Carnegie? Where's Malik? Why do you love Dale Carnegie so much? Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent. Other questions for us?
Yeah, I really have to push on your last answer a bit. Bullying on Twitter is a huge problem, and this is Twitter with physical access. So I'm not saying it's going to happen, but have you thought about how to counteract that tendency in your application?
Absolutely. So that is one of the most important things that we're thinking about, obviously. We have community guidelines, and we have reporting functions, and the ability to let us know who's an abuser on the phone. One thing we've done is we've tied your login to your cell phone. So you have to verify, and we can block your cell phone. And it's a lot harder to get back on the app if you're a bully with a cell phone, because then you have to have a new cell phone number and another new cell phone number. And so we have that one barrier. The other thing is we have your geographic location. So when you're bullying somebody, it's traceable. And we actually remind users to tell a local authority about bullying, to tell a local authority about the issue that's arisen. And that's traceable. So if that's how you're choosing to use your traceable phone, then we have some recourse to support that problem. And I think critically, most critically, and we're really transparent about that, we we share back to you your data about your GPS. We're not selling it. We're not doing anything like that. We're letting you know that, frankly, you are publicizing something offensive where you are to the people near you. But most importantly, as we explore how people interact with this medium, we're going to figure out what features will continue to reduce crime. If you sign up to Uber today, you're going to see a lot of safety measures, buttons, choices that did not exist even 6 months ago. And that's from learning how to increase safety. And I would just put this out there. The same reservations people had about Airbnb, Lyft, and Uber apply here. This is about people being with each other. And crime rates in those contexts aren't necessarily worse than anywhere else. And we hope that Fabric has the same story.
And
Thank you.
I would just end with one thing, which is the technology powers Fabric and the people on Fabric power Fabric. And so we invite you to take this to your friends and to create that positive community that can have a positive effect on the kind of human experience we live in the real world. Thank you.
Thank you so much.